Hello and welcome to our fourth session of the Guilt and Processing Workshop. My name is Helen Simbraza and I'm so glad that you decided to tune in with us today. Today we're going to talk about our grief, what our grief looks like as time goes on and how that affects our relationships. So as time is going on, we might notice that people who were really supportive of us in the beginning might start to distance themselves from us. This is a form of those individuals to have self-preservation, to kind of check in on themselves and take care of themselves. That's normal, and it's okay to ask those individuals to stick with you, to hang on and still be there, and that you appreciate them supporting you. Reassure these individuals that they don't have to fix you, but just simply be there with you. And if there's something that might be more supportive for you, whether that's visiting a gravesite or looking at a memory book, you can ask those individuals to do that with you and explain that this would really support and help you. These individuals who are distancing themselves, they might feel fearful that they're causing you pain by bringing up your loss and checking in with you. Let these individuals know how meaningful it is to you that they're acknowledging your pain and that they're checking in on you. Let them know you appreciate it. Don't feel pressure to get better. Your grief is yours alone, and there's no one timeline on how grief looks. We learned in earlier sessions that there's many stages to grief, and we can experience one stage of grief one day and then another one the next day. And that's completely normal. Grief is not linear, and there's no time frame on when you get better. And if individuals are telling you that you need to move on, that you need to get over it, that you've been sulking too much, I encourage you to distance yourself from those people. Especially when you're dealing with grief and loss, you want to be around people who are supporting you and not people who are just making you feel worse in addition to all the grief you're already experiencing. So next, I'd like to talk about self-pity versus self-compassion. Self-pity is this idea that you're comparing your suffering as, oh, I can't be this sad because so-and-so has it so much worse than I do. And I strongly dislike this expression because it's kind of like saying like, oh, I can't be happy because so-and-so has it so much better than me. And that sounds really silly, right? That sounds really inappropriate. But I feel like that's kind of the same when we say we can't be sad because someone has it worse than we do. In addition, self-pity is shaming yourself for feeling grief, for feeling your grief worsen during your healing process. Like we just discussed, grief is not linear. There are going to be times where you feel great and then times where you just feel broken. And don't be ashamed of that. Recognize your feelings and have compassion for yourself. So some self-compassion tips are acknowledging that your experience has been hard. Whether your grief is from losing someone due to death, or maybe having to reschedule your dream wedding because of COVID, or not getting to see your friends and family because you have to social distance, that experience has been hard, and acknowledge that. And then also take a break. You know, if you're planning something or if you're really working hard or whatever it is, take 5 minutes, take a week, and just focus on yourself. Take a break. Remind yourself that you're not alone. Reach out to people who support you, who love you, who care about you. And if it's appropriate, reach out to us at Colorado Spirit. You know, we want to help you process. We want to help you deal with your grief so you don't have to face this alone. And then also give yourself the same compassion that you would give to a friend in a similar situation. I imagine if your friend was dealing with a lot of grief, you would want to be there for them, give them a hug, maybe say a few encouraging words to them. Give yourself that same compassion and that same love that you would give your friend. So I want to encourage you guys to consider advocating for yourself in your grief. So like I said, acknowledging that you want to look at a memory book, but you don't want to do that alone. So advocating for yourself with your support network and saying, hey, I need you guys to do this to help support me. And that's okay. And advocating for your needs is so important. So I encourage you guys to advocate for your needs. And then for a little coping skill tip to practice some self-compassion is have positive self-talk. I was taught one time, I was really struggling to kind of put some words of encouragement on my bathroom mirror. So whenever I would use the restroom or I'd get out of the shower, I would see these words of encouragement and then I would say them each time I saw them. And these words of encouragement were, "You're worthy. You deserve to be loved and to love. I'm proud of you." And so I would be saying this to myself, "I'm proud of me." And it helped me so much in the hardships that I was going through. And I encourage you guys to try that and try some more positive self talk. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of your grief process. If you have questions or would like to further process, please let me know. I would be happy to have a conversation with you. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.